Bellator 276, Borics versus Burnell, full card prediction. Mads Burnell and Adam Borics in the main event. Striker with okay grappling, and Mads Burnell, grappler with okay striking. Pretty much opposites right there in the main events. We got Phil Davis and Julius Anglickas, two former Bellator title challengers. We got John Salter and Johnny Eblen. That fight is going to determine the next contender for Gegard Mousasi in the Bellator middleweight division. We got JJ Wilson and Gadzhi Rabadanov, two guys that are really on the come up in that lightweight division. Alex Polizzi, Jose Augusto Azevedo, Goiti Yamauchi, Derek Anderson, Romero Cotton, Freddy Sandoval right there, Ashley Deen, Deanna Avsaragova, James Adcock and Cody Law, Kelvin Rayford and Roman Faraldo, Jordan Howard and Trevor Ward, and then Josh Weston and Josh Augustine. A lot of low-level competition here. 8-11, 5-5 there, 7-4, 5-6, 5-6-1. Very low-level fighters early on this Bellator card, but yeah, we're going to do our full card prediction for Adam in the comment section down below. Yes, of course, I watch tape. Who does not watch tape before giving predictions for like 13 to 30 fights for PFL and Bellator and Eagle FC, whatever the case may be. But thank you guys for watching. We're going to get into the first fight here in the Bellator welterweight division. Josh Augustine and Josh Weston in the welterweight division. The battle of the Joshes. Now, in this fight, Josh Weston he's got decent wrestling. That's all you really can say about Josh Weston, is he's got decent wrestling. He's going to be pretty big. His last fight was in the catch weight of 175. He is going to be 8-11 as an MMA fighter, coming off a submission loss, a knockout loss, and another knockout loss to not really the best competition, to be quite honest. He's going to be about 5 inches smaller than Josh Augustine. He needs a takedown here. I mean, Josh Weston, the only way he's going to win the fight is if he grinds out a wrestling and grappling decision, just ground and pounding the heck out of Josh Augustine for 3 rounds and win the fight that way. Literally the only way he wins. But Josh Augustine, solid kickboxer, Muay Thai type of guy. He's got really good kicks and a lot of power in his hands. First knockout win in pretty much every single one of his fights. Only losing to undefeated Ty Clark and Muhammadjan Naimov, who fought on, I believe it was a Contender Series not too long ago. But again, it should be a good fight. I don't expect it to be really competitive. Either way, if Josh Weston wins, it's going to be a dominant wrestling fight right there. If Josh Augustine wins, it's going to be a dominant striking fight. But come on, he's 40 years old, man. This is so low level. I mean, Bellator is getting 8-11 guys that are on 3-fight losing streaks to come in and fight guys. I mean, come on, Bellator, do better, man. But yeah, Josh Augustine should definitely win the fight by knockout, using that kickboxing and the boxing that he does have, and win the fight in the first or second rounds. Jordan Howard and Trevor Ward in the bantamweight division. Bellator, what are you guys doing, man? They have both guys right here. 3 years and 10 months was his last fight. 3 years and 5 months was this guy's last fight. What are you doing putting guys that have not fought in like 3 or 4 years? Why are these guys in Bellator? I really have no idea why. But yeah, both guys very low level. They get finished a lot. Trevor Ward got submitted in his last fight. Got submitted before that. Got knocked out before that. Got knocked out before that, and then lost a decision to Jared Brooks. Now he's fighting Jordan Howard, who has solid power in his hands, really solid boxing and kickboxing. They're so low level, man. I mean, it was so hard to find film on both guys here, and especially film recently, because they both fought only 3.5 years ago. But Trevor Ward is going to be very tall, very lengthy, especially for this bantamweight division, being 6 foot 1 inch tall. Needs to stay on the outside and kickbox and maybe look for a submission on the ground, but it should be a Jordan Howard to win. He's the better boxer. He's got more power. I'm going to go Jordan Howard by knockout in the first or second round. But come on, Bellator, this is so low level, man. I mean, come on. Roman Faraldo and Kelvin Rayford in the welterweight division. Kelvin Rayford, he's not bad. He's not bad by any means. He's 36 years old, getting wins over Clarence Brown by submission, Jared McLaughlin by knockout, Rico Cotto by submission, and a couple other wins as well. But again, if you look at those wins, 1 win and 7 losses, 2 wins, 2 losses, 3 wins and 3 losses, 1 win and 3 losses, and 0 wins and 3 losses. None of the guys he's fought have had a better record than 50%. That is horrible. He's fighting literally no name fighters on the regional scene. He's beating them. He's finishing them. He's knocking all of them out in the first round, submitting them in the first round. But he's fighting Roman Faraldo, for crying out loud. Roman Faraldo has crazy power in his hands and in his knee, as we saw in the Pat Casey fight and in the Robert Turnquest fight. I mean, the dude's just absolutely insane. Even before the flying knee that he landed, he caught him with a big shot, a big hook, and he was wobbling for a little bit. He pointed at him, pointed down, and then just jumped in for that flying knee, and he knocked him out. The dude's striking is absolutely amazing. His amateur career was really good, 6-0. His professional career has been a really good 6-0 with all knockouts. Come on, guys. It's low-level guy versus a guy that's 6-0. Bellator is trying to build up his name, build up the highlight reel. We already know what's going to happen here. Roman Faraldo by knockout in the first or second rounds. Cody Law and James Adcock in the featherweight division. This is an easy prediction. Y'all don't even have to look up this fight because it's that easy of a prediction to do. Cody Law is going to be the better opponent wherever the fight goes. Even in terms of striking, I'm still going to give the advantage to Cody Law. Now, maybe if it was just a straight up boxing match, maybe James Adcock would win, but the threat of the takedown from Cody Law still gives him the advantage on the feet because he's able to kind of use the fake takedowns to land shots up above, land the body kicks, land the leg kicks, and things like that. Only way James Adcock is going to win this fight is going to be a fluke submission. He's not going to knock him out. He's going to maybe get a submission here, but if you look at who he's submitting right there, I mean, come on, 0-11, 0-8, 0-5, 0-2. 1-2 right there, 1-4, and then 0-7. Yeah, come on, guys. He got submitted by Kyle Kosi, Jamal Muhammad, Donnie Baloo right there, and then Jeremiah Mitchell, all of which are much worse wrestlers and grapplers than Cody Law. It's just as close as you can get to a lock in MMA. Yeah, there's a chance maybe James Adcock just goes out there crazily and knocks out Cody Law. There's always that chance. But Cody Law, man, it's going to be a domination. They're trying to build up the record, build up the highlight reel, get some finishes on that record. Yeah, it should be an easy win. Submission or TKO in the first or second rounds. Deanna Avsaragova and Ashley Deen in the women's flyweight division. Now, 5 wins and 6 losses is a horrible record. I'm going to say that right now. It's a very bad record, but if you look at who she's lost to recently, solid. I mean, they're pretty solid opponents. Veda Ortega, a Bellator fighter as of right now. Julia Villa, who's fighting inside the UFC. And then Jasmine Jazz the Vicious, who is fighting inside of the UFC. Those are solid opponents, if I'm being quite honest with you. And she does have finishing ability. All of her wins have come by finish. 3 knockout wins there, and then 2 submission wins. Yeah, my prediction is still going to go for Deanna Avsaragova to win the fight. She's undefeated as an MMA fighter. First on knockout win, first on submission win, decision win, and a decision win. I do believe she's going to be the slightly better striker here, throw a little bit more volume and a little bit more power. But the wrestling and the grappling could definitely go Ashley Deen. She's a little bit stronger. She's got a little bit more heart in her. And if she just goes out there and puts it all on the line, makes this a cardio draining 3 rounds of just grinding wrestling and grappling, Ashley Deen is definitely a live underdog right here. But again, my prediction is going to be Diana Avsaragova by a decision. Not one I'm going to be very, very confident in. It's definitely dog or pass in my opinion, but it's a decent fight there. I'm going to go Diana Avsaragova striking to a decision win right there in the UFC. I'm just kidding. Bellator women's flyweight division. Romero Cotton and Freddy Sandoval in the middleweight division. I got Romero Cotton ground pound TKO or submission in the first or second round. Thank you guys for watching. I'm just kidding. Come on, guys. Who made the fight, man? Freddy Sandoval has not fought in 12 and a half years. I'm not joking. The last fight was in 2004. I mean, come on. Yeah, he fought decent guys way back in 2004, fighting Drew Fickett, who's a UFC veteran, but Still, man, he hasn't fought in so long. He's fighting a veteran, an undefeated veteran here in Romero Cotton, he's going to take him down and he's going to dominate him. I don't know what is Bellator doing? Why are they making these fights? I don't know, man. Romero Cotton by domination in the first or second round. Yeah, weird fight in the middleweight division. Derek Anderson and Goiti Yamauchi in the lightweight division. Goiti Yamauchi, better wrestler, better grappler, solid karate style, kickboxing style, kind of like a Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, and he's gonna fight Derek Anderson, coming off a loss, a devastating one, to Michael Venom Page, getting his nose broken. It was absolutely horrible. He's beaten guys like Achilles Mota by knockout. He beat Syed Awad, Patricky Pitbull, Brandon Gers, Patricky Pitbull again, only losing to Brent Primus, Marcin Held, Derek Campos, as well as Michael Venom Page right there. But this is going to be a decent fight. I think if both guys are going to win, it's going to be a very set path of victory. If Derek Anderson's going to win, he's going to have a really, really good takedown defense, keep the fight on the feet for 3 rounds, and just outstrike Goiti Yamauchi for 3 rounds and win the fight by decision. If Goiti Yamauchi is going to win, it's going to be him out wrestling and out grappling for 3 straight rounds to that decision. He's only lost to very, very solid wrestlers inside of Bellator. Bubba Jenkins, Michael Chandler, and then Dan Moret. Not really the best wrestler right there, but a decent one at that. If you're going to beat a guy like Goiti Yamauchi, you got to go out there having really, really good wrestling, really, really good grappling as well to match Goiti Yamauchi, and then you have to have the striking advantage as well. Yeah, Derek Anderson does have the striking advantage, but he's nowhere near the same jiu-jitsu or wrestling or grappling as Goiti Yamauchi. So I'm going to go 30-27 unanimous decision with the grappling from Goiti Yamauchi right there. Solid fight in the lightweight division. Alex Polizzi and Jose Augusto Azevedo in the light heavyweight division. Jose coming off that knockout loss to Anthony Johnson. He almost actually knocked out Anthony Johnson in that fight, which was absolutely insane. Before that, mainly getting a lot of submission wins and knockout wins and things like that. He's a finisher. Both guys right here have finishes, but I would say more Jose Augusto Azevedo is more of a finisher. If you look at his wins, he's got 5 knockout wins, 2 submission wins. The losses, 2 submission losses, and then 1 knockout loss. So you would think if Alex Polizzi is going to win here, you would think it's going to be a finish. And I would say the exact same thing, because the only guys that he's not able to finish were Grant Neal, who's undefeated at 6 wins and 0 losses, as well as Rafael Carvalho, I believe a former Bellator champion. So I definitely expect a finish here. The only guys that were not able to get a finish were undefeated and former champion guys in the Bellator middleweight / light heavyweight division. But Alex is gonna have the wrestling advantage. He's gonna have the grappling advantage. He's gonna take Jose down over and over and over again. Use his size, use his strength, and ground and pound the heck out of him. Eventually, he should either TKO him due to ground and pound or submit him in the first or second round. Solid fight there in the Bellator light heavyweight division. JJ Wilson and Gadzhi Rabadanov in the lightweight division. 50-50 fight. I'm going to be quite honest with you. Gadzhi Rabadanov, he's very solid. Only losing to Mehdi Dakayev inside the Eagle FC, and then some other really, really solid opponents early on in his MMA career. Recently, he's beating guys like Joao Paulo Silva, Valery Gritsukin, and then Daniel Carey by first round knockout. The striking advantage, I'll go JJ Wilson very slightly. They're both very good strikers. Gadzhi and JJ Wilson are both very fast. They both have power in their hands, getting a lot of knockout wins on their record. Maybe the wrestling advantage goes Gadzhi. The grappling advantage due to jiu-jitsu does go JJ Wilson. That is why this is literally a 50-50 fight, because wrestling goes Gadzhi Rabadanov, and striking in terms of volume goes JJ Wilson, and the grappling goes JJ Wilson. So we can either see 2 things happen. Either Gadzhi Rabadanov go out there, keep the fight super even on the feet, take the fight down, and just control there, and use that to get the rounds on their judges' scorecards and win the fight by decision. That's how Gadzhi Rabadanov is going to win the fight. Or we can see JJ Wilson keep the fight on the feet, not even let Gadzhi Rabadanov take him down, make it a striking fight, and just outstrike Gadzhi Rabadanov, because I do believe that JJ Wilson will be having the striking advantage. That is why this is such a close fight, because Gadzhi could keep the fight super even on the feet, get the takedown, and win the rounds, or JJ could keep the fight very even on the feet, defend the takedowns, and then just win the fight because he is the better striker. It's a super close fight. 84% going to Wilson. That is disrespectful. There's no reason Wilson should be that big of a favorite. I believe the betting odds are 50-50. That's exactly how it should be, because it is by 100%. It is definitely a 50-50 fight. If we can find the betting odds for this one right here, I believe they're going to be down here. Let's see. It is going to be minus 160 for Gadzhi Rabadanov. He's actually the favorite. And then, wow, they actually flipped the odds immediately to Gadzhi Rabadanov's favor. So I think it's a good shot Gadzhi Rabadanov wins this fight. I definitely don't think Wilson should be that big of a favor on Tapology, but I think with his striking advantage, he's got solid takedown defense as well, and even if he does get taken down, he's got good jiu-jitsu as well. So I'm going to go JJ Wilson, very close, 29-28 split decision. Really good fight in the Bellator lightweight division. Johnny Eblen and John Salter in the middleweight division. John Salter, mainly a grappler and wrestler type of guy. They're both going to be the same height as 6 foot 1 inch tall and had the exact same reach of 74 inches. John Salter beating some solid guys. Chidi Njokwani by first round submission. We saw how good he is inside of the UFC right now. He beat Costello Van Steenis by unanimous decision. Andrew Capel by third round submission. Jason Radcliffe by submission. Dustin Jacoby by submission, who is a ranked UFC light heavyweight fighter. You can see he's beating a lot of solid guys, only losing to Rafael Lovato Jr. by third round submission, and then Gegard Mousasi by third round TKO. He has a thing with that third round for some reason. He gets finished in that third round a lot. The Gerald Harris fight way back in the day, the Gegard Mousasi, and then the Rafael Lovato Jr. fight as well. So it's going to be a good fight here. I do believe John Salter is going to be the better wrestler, be the better grappler, but Johnny Eblen is also a very solid wrestler and a very, very solid grappler. He can definitely go out there and out-wrestle and out-grapple John Salter in the fight. It's very close there, and he will have the striking advantage as well. It's not like this is going to be two guys that are just wrestlers and just grapplers. Both guys have decent striking as well. I will give the advantage to John Eblen on the feet, and that is the reason I am going to go Johnny Eblen to win the fight I'm going to go late finish, third round knockout, like he's kind of gotten in the fight with Rafael Lovato Jr. and in the fight with Gegard Mousasi. I think John Salter is going to go out there and win the first round with the wrestling and grappling, and then Johnny Eblen's going to come back with the cardio, with the striking, and outstrike Johnny Salter in the second round, and then finish him in the third and final round. So good fight here in the middleweight division. Would not be surprised in the slightest if John Salter can pull off that first round, then maybe even land a few takedowns in the second round as well and win the first two, and then lose the last one to win the decision. That's very possible. John Salter is definitely a live underdog here in the middleweight division, but I'm going to go Johnny Eblen by a late third round knockout. Really good fight in the middleweight division. Phil Davis and Julius Anglickas in the light heavyweight division. Phil Davis is going to be the better striker here. He's going to be the better wrestler. He's going to be a little bit lengthier than Julius Anglickas. He's going to be a little bit smaller in terms of reach. He's got more experience by about double. I mean, there's a lot of advantages going for Phil Davis here. I mean, he beat Romero in the last fight. He beat Lyoto Machida. He beat Carla Braxton, who is a very, very solid win. They're only losing to Vadim Nemkov. Julius Anglickas also only losing to Vadim Nemkov, but he has not fought anywhere near as good of a competition as Phil Davis has fought. He beat Gregory Millar, Alex Polizzi, that's solid, Jordan Young, Carl Reed, and then Clayton York. So some solid guys in his career right there, but yeah, Phil Davis is a much, much harder fight for him. Phil Davis is a little bit lengthier. He's a better kickboxer. Going to be better wrestling as well. We saw exactly what happened with Vadim Nemkov, taking the fight to the ground and out grappling and out wrestling. Should be a pretty easy fight for Phil Davis, in my opinion. I got Phil Davis by a unanimous decision, winning every single one of the 3 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight, in the Bellator light heavyweight division. Adam Borics and Mads Burnell in the lightweight division. Nope, the featherweight division. Mads Burnell is a very, very solid wrestler and grappler, getting a lot of very interesting submissions, a lot of which you probably have never heard of in your entire life. The Japanese necktie, he has so many of those in his career, about 4. I think there might be one more down here. No, he's got the Bravo choke, he's got the Anaconda, he's got the armbar, he's got the Japanese necktie, he's got rear nakeds, he's got ground upon TKOs. I mean, the dude's wrestling and grappling is just absolutely amazing. I do believe he lost that last fight with Emmanuel Sanchez. I mean, it could have won the fight it was very controversial. Honestly, could have gone either way. It was a very, very close one. Burnell is going to be the better wrestler. He's going to be the better grappler. Striking, obviously, is going to go Adam Borics. He's the better striker. He's got better, he's got flying knees. He's got head kicks. He's got a lot of crazy things that he can definitely throw at Burnell. But all the crazy things that Adam Borics likes to throw in a lot of his fights is going to get him caught right into Burnell. If he goes against, or he goes for a flying knee on Burnell, he's going to get taken right down and he's going to get grinded out. We saw what happened against the only real good wrestler, grappler guy in his career that he's fought in Darrion Caldo. There's a few others, like Aaron Pica, like Jeremy Kennedy, like Mike Hamill, but a lot of those fights were very close. Like the Mike Hamill fight, another guy that is a very solid wrestler and grappler, he didn't do too good in that fight. He did win the fight, but it was a split decision. And the other time that he fought a good wrestler and grappler in the Darrion Caldwell fight, he ended up getting submitted in that fight. So I do believe the fight will be a submission for Burnell. I think there's a possibility Adam Borics wins. He needs a knockout if he does want to win, but Burnell, being the much better wrestler and grappler, should go out there, take the fight down, and control Adam Borics on the ground for the majority of this fight, and eventually latch in a rear naked choke submission, or another one of those crazy Bravo choke anacondas, Japanese necktie, whatever the case may be. So my prediction is Burnell in the 3rd or 4th round by a submission. Yeah, that is my full card prediction for Bellator 276. Borics versus Burnell right there. I got Burnell winning his fight. I got Phil Davis. I got Johnny Eblen, JJ Wilson, Alex Polizzi, Yamauchi, Romero Cotton, Diana Avsaragova, Cody Law, Roman Faraldo, Jordan Howard, and Josh Augustine. The live underdogs are going to be Ashley Deen. They're going to be JJ Wilson. They're going to be John Salter. And they're going to be Adam Borics as well. So solid card right there. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel as well, and check down in the description or check down in the pinned comment down below. Just check that comment. I promise you need to do that. So thank you guys for watching the video. Hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Let's go.